Hello, my name is Mike Dobish, M-I-K-E-D-O-B-E-S-H. I'm from Wood River, Nebraska. State Senators, thank you for allowing us to testify today on the behalf of the Convention of the States. Our government is a we the people. You folks are our representatives. You represent us, which means you work for us, and you run our fine state of Nebraska, and we entrust you with the powers and responsibilities to the best of your abilities as you can to adhere not only to fiscal government, not to spend more than you make, but adhering to the Constitution as well as the state constitution. We the people are guaranteed certain rights and privileges, like free speech, to own firearms, the right to assemble, freedom of worship, to be assumed innocent until proven guilty, and that without due cause, law enforcement cannot just show up and take your guns. Today's hearing is a fine example of a government that allows our voices to be heard. Thank you again. Some time back, I served on the Central Platte Natural Resource Board of Directors. At different time, I made calls to state senators who were not from my voting district to discuss their opinions about certain issues and my concerns. Even though they were not my state senator, how they vote most certainly affected those in my neck of the woods. I could not think of one single time that I was not thanked for my call and the insight to whatever water issue I called about. This is why our state is doing so much better than others, because you listen to us, we the people. Whether we can vote for you or not, you folks have an open mind and have not forgotten who voted you into the positions you hold. And again, thank you. And if I remember right, I may have called some of you, but it's been a few years back. Again, thank you. But our federal government has long forgotten and no longer adhere to these principles that you folks embrace. We have term limits here and badly need them in Washington. These elected positions were never intended to be a career. Nationally, our Constitution in the last few months has been ignored by those who conduct elections, the Supreme Court, and those who wish to impeach President Trump for a second time. If we start picking and choosing which laws we uphold, dictated by someone's popularity, we are finished as a nation. The ruling class will implode at will, whichever laws they choose, and forget that little piece of paper called the Constitution. We as a state have needed to join the Convention of the States for some time, but now with this fraudulent president in place, we need this more than ever. As we speak, there is legislation being drafted to require a federal permit to purchase ammunition, to purchase firearms, to tax and register higher capacity magazines, and to outright make them illegal. I have also heard that they want to include in the next China virus stimulus a provision that would allow law enforcement to come into your house without a warrant and to seize your guns. Contrary to what the mainstream media would have you to believe, the violence in Capitol Hill was instrumented not just by some, I'm done.
Well,
Anyway,
the good news is
I think
that
you get the idea.
You've given us your testimony here, so we have it to finish through. But thank you for your testimony. Let's go ahead and take a chance here and see if we got questions. Are there any questions? All right.
I'll do a quick one.
Oh, yes, Senator Lowe.
Mike, thanks for coming out today, and
Yep.
thanks for being here and voicing your opinion. How important is this LR to you?
Very. Now granted, I think I spoke to some of the people here. Everybody's not happy. This isn't just me. This isn't like a talk in the coffee shop. It's everywhere. Because of what happened in the last election, and this isn't just about this, but this has brought it to the forefront. Nobody in Washington listens to us. You know, back when I was on the Central Platte NRD board, I got to have a pretty decent relationship with Deb Fisher. I cannot remember the last time she ever, I sent in my questionnaire, I called an office, and I got a real letter. I get these form letters that don't even hardly touch on what I needed. And I believe it was 2 election cycles ago, everybody in the Republican, contingency showed up at the Hastings Airport. Everybody was there except for, I believe, Bacon. Even our governor was there. There's a number of things, as you folks may well know. Agriculture is having a tough time, except for the last few months. We're finally starting to turn things around. I hand-delivered them about a 6-page letter and what I thought were some things that could be done that wouldn't cost the taxpayers a dime. I got not one response back, not one. Now, I understand when you're a U.S. Senator, a U.S. Congressman, you don't have the time to necessarily address every person individually, but come on. You know, you folks do such a wonderful job. It's like I said before, and I'm not just saying this to kiss your behind. I'm just saying, we as Nebraska, we have values. We do things right. We adhere to the Constitution. You listen to us. You probably are not from very far from me, because Shelton is one of your areas. So, I mean, we're all local. And like I said before, I can't remember any time, and usually my issue had to do with the Platte River Cooperation Agreement. Everybody was willing to listen. Washington doesn't care anymore. Just think about the executive orders right now that have been signed. We cannot spend more than we bring in. You know, if you forgive everybody's college tuition, well, why stop there? You know what? I farm. I guarantee I could spend more I could buy more stuff and help the economy if I didn't owe it. But if we take away personal responsibility, where are we? We're nothing but, you know, a bunch of people that the government is dictating to. And that's not what our founders envisioned for us. And I thank you for your question.
Yeah.
I'm here live in Philadelphia at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. When you hear the phrase lives, fortunes, and sacred honor, these are the folks we should think of, those who anonymously gave their lives. Well, today you have a chance to volunteer. You need to volunteer for conventionofstates.com, the movement that's going to save the country. These folks are willing to step up and give everything. We need you to give just a little bit. Go to conventionofstates.com and volunteer today.